This week we are going to look at something rather disturbing, folks. Something that's been around, well, since people have been around. And it seems to be one of our nastier acts that we perform on one another, and that is rape. Yes, we are going to look at rape, and we're going to look at rape in general and in the context of a marriage. And you ask, why are we going to look at rape? Well, not only do we have a very difficult email, which has spurred my recent interest and compassion, but there are several stories circulating on the internet, one, in fact, from some researchers in North Dakota who have found almost a third of American men would consider raping a woman if they knew they would get away with it. A finding that I found illuminating, Mia, in that it suggests that rape may be something fundamental in men and that it's enjoyable, or the idea certainly is to a hell of a lot of guys, and that it's only because of certain laws that it doesn't happen more frequently. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if it's always rape. I think, before men used to be a little bit more aggressive than now. Now guys are kind of soft because of the food we eat, and men don't do things like they used to. So, some of the modern people might call rape, but that might be the way they knew how to do sex before, in a more aggressive way to compare to now, because now we all want equal rights, right? But I don't know if it's always rape that man has done.
Very interesting.
I think it's just, the type of ways we used to be. Men used in history, if you look back, man has always been the one with the power and the one with control most of the time. Now things are turning around. It's not that I'm saying I'm accepting rape, but I think if you look back now, what used to be just normal sex, it might be viewed as rape.
Well, no, wait, let me interrupt you here, because historically, traditional rape was something that men did as a tool of warfare and domination. This was a part of warfare. But it has been suggested by many sociologists et al. That rape is essentially a vestige of our earlier evolution, when men simply took a woman and impregnated her in order to continue the species. And then as we evolved, it became, less and less necessary to use force over women. Now, one way or the other, that genetic propensity is deeply embedded within we men, and it continues to rear itself. I mean...
Well, but before, men used to go to war, yeah, they did rape because there was more aggression than now, and depending, of course, which part of the world you are, because many parts of the world is still raping women like crazy. But also I'm talking about is some types of sex that used not to be rape was viewed as rape. Now it is viewed as rape just because we are changing and we need consent for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Since when you need a consent for everything that you do?
Well,
and the
now
woman
we
still
do,
might
right?
consent, and she might get mad because you didn't give the sex she wanted, and she might call rape. The man actually is in a strange position because any woman can accuse a man of raping.
That's right. Yeah, the definition is so broad
or
now.
statutory, sex or rape, whatever you want to call. So it's just how things change in society, and it depends who's viewing it. And nowadays, so many people have much different types of aggressive sex that if we watch, we're going to say, wow, that's rape.
Yeah.
But they say, no, we want a harder, we want a more. We want more aggressive, we want the sex to be painful, otherwise we're not going to be stimulating. It all depends who we are talking about, but our tastes for everything. I'm not just saying, rape is acceptable, I'm just saying is that we got to be careful before we label anything rape. There's a major difference of you aggressively torturing a woman that you don't know, or maybe you do know, but you're doing it just for your pleasure without having any consideration with your partner. Yeah, that's just disgusting, but many women and guys like aggressive sex now.
Well, we're going to get into that aspect of it, our preferences towards it, but I want to kind of look at this again. Is this something, how can I say this? Because clearly some men dig raping women. I mean, the prisons are filled with guys that are defined as rapists, and if the sociologists are correct here, then this is an instinct that we have developed.